Thai Life English Podcast. Thailand's high-stakes political showdown has taken another dramatic turn. And that is that Pheu Thai Party may be resigned to the fact that it has to accept the rejection of its proposed draft of the royal decree seeking to dissolve the House of Representatives in an apparent attempt to block its rival Thai Party from snatching power away, even for a very limited period of time. Now, what is happening in Thailand's political landscape is of great interest, not only to the Thai people, I'm sure, but also to foreign observers and people with great love, interest, and passion for this country. So let's go to Pong for her very in-depth analysis of the situation, scene by scene. Hi, Pong. Let's deep dive into what actually has happened to Thai politics in the past few days. Hi, Pong.
Welcome to Suthichai Live. Today, we are diving into a high-stakes political chess match in Thailand. It's a story where one party's huge gambit to block a rival has just spectacularly backfired. And in doing so, it cleared a really surprising path to power. So let's break down exactly how this whole thing played out. Okay, so what just happened? Well, it's been a whirlwind week of some really intense political maneuvering, and it's all culminated in a super dramatic outcome. We saw a power vacuum get created and then filled in a way that, frankly, very few people saw coming. The entire political landscape has shifted in just a matter of days. At the absolute heart of this drama is one pivotal event, a royal rejection. You see, the Pheu Thai Party made this incredibly bold move to dissolve parliament. They were basically trying to reset the entire game. But that plan, it has been officially and very decisively shut down. And here it is. This was the decisive blow. The proposed royal decree to dissolve the House was denied. This notification, which came from the Office of the Privy Council, wasn't just a setback for Pheu Thai. It was the move that completely ended their strategy to stop their rival from taking the Prime Minister's office. Game over for that plan. So you're probably wondering, why was it rejected? Well, it all came down to some crucial legal and procedural roadblocks. The Privy Council pointed to irregularities, but the real core issue, which was backed up by an opinion from the Council of State, was that a caretaker government, which is what Thailand has right now, simply doesn't have the authority to make such a huge request. Pheu Thai's gambit basically hit a legal brick wall. To really wrap your head around what happened, you have to see this crisis as a showdown. It was a head-on collision between two totally different plans to seize control of the government. And this showdown really boiled down to two opposing strategies. On one side, you had Pheu Thai going for a block gambit. Their whole play was to dissolve the House, arguing that a minority government under their rival, Anutin, would just lead to chaos. But on the other side, Anutin played a build gambit. Instead of trying to reset the board, he focused on forging a new coalition, and he secured a surprise alliance to get the numbers he needed to push for a vote. So let's take a closer look at Anutin's masterstroke. I mean, how did he actually manage to build a majority when he was starting from a minority position? Well, the answer is in an unlikely and very, very conditional pact. It all starts with Anutin's own party, Thai. They brought a solid foundation of 146 seats to the table. And then came the real game changer. The People's Party, a former rival, decides to join the fold, and they add their crucial 142 seats. And the result of that surprise team-up? 288 votes. That's a clear majority in the Thai parliament, and it's a clear path to the Prime Minister's office. But, and believe me, this is a huge but, this alliance is built on incredibly strict, really precarious terms. The deal comes with a ticking clock. Parliament has to be dissolved within 4 months. They also have to start the process for a new constitution, and the People's Party has made it crystal clear. If Anutin breaks this pact, they will pull their support instantly, and the whole government will collapse. So why would the People's Party even make this deal? Well, their leader, Nathapong Rungpanyawut, called it a leap of necessity. He pretty much framed it as choosing the lesser of two evils to avoid an even deeper political crisis, or worse, having some unelected leader parachuted it. So, with Suthichai's plan completely foiled and Anutin's fragile new alliance holding together, the path to the premiership was suddenly wide open. I mean, the speed of these events was just breathtaking. First, the prime minister gets removed by the court, creating this power vacuum. Anutin immediately moves to fill it, announcing his surprise coalition. Suthichai tries to counter with their dissolution plan, but that gets swiftly rejected by the Privy Council. And that brings us to where we are today, with all eyes on that final vote in Parliament. So, with their big gambit defeated, Suthichai conceded. They've accepted the rejection and have signaled that they're going to stand down and get ready for a role in the opposition. And this move, of course, solidifies Anutin's position as the uncontested candidate. And what does the apparent winner have to say about all this? Well, Anutin Charnvirakul projected total confidence, stating simply, the system is working. His view is that the parliamentary process, not some last-minute decree, has rightfully played out in his favor. Now, this political drama isn't just about the politicians. It has huge implications for the entire country. So what's really at stake for the future of Thailand here? Okay, so here's where things stand right now. Anutin Charnvirakul is poised to become the next prime minister, but he's going to be leading an incredibly fragile government, one that's held together by a high-stakes conditional deal. A 4-month deadline to dissolve parliament is already taking, which creates immense pressure from day one, and all of this means the country is facing a period of continued political and economic uncertainty. So for now, Anutin's path to power seems clear, but the real test? That's yet to come. The big question is, can this government, born from a leap of necessity and built on a foundation of super strict conditions, actually navigate the immense political and economic storms that are definitely heading its way? Well, only time will tell.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Pong. That is a very good summary of the situation. Now let's get Ping and Pong together and go deep into the story behind the story. Hi, Ping and Pong.
Welcome to Suthichai Live English Podcast. I am Ping.
And I am Pong.
Hello, and welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're really digging into the intense political shifts happening right now in Thailand. It's quite a moment.
It really is.
We've gathered quite a bit of material, articles, some analysis, reports to help us, and you understand the key players, their, clashing strategies, and what's really at stake here. It's a complex struggle for leadership. Think of this as your shortcut to getting behind the headlines, understanding the deeper dynamics of Thai politics right now.
Indeed. And Thailand's political landscape is, it's navigating what you could call a critical juncture. Things are moving fast, some really unexpected turns.
Right.
So our mission here in this deep dive is to try and unravel these complexities. We want to highlight the most important insights from the information we have.
Okay.
And hopefully provide some clarity on Anutin Charnvirakul's path to power, which has been, let's say, somewhat surprising.
Definitely surprising.
It's a story of forced alliances, pretty decisive rejections, strategic gambles, all playing out under, intense public scrutiny.
So this whole situation, it really kicked into high gear with the recent removal of former Prime Minister Pattongtarn Shinawatra by the Constitutional Court.
That was trigger, yes.
Her departure, you can imagine, it immediately created this significant power vacuum.
Yeah.
How quickly did that vacuum spark the political scramble we saw just last week?
Oh, almost instantly. I mean, that power vacuum didn't just invite a scramble. It really forced two distinct and intensely clashing political strategies to emerge almost overnight, it felt like.
Okay, two strategies.
Yeah. On one side, you had Suthichai sort of desperately trying to block any rival paths to power. They were essentially trying to reset the whole board.
Right.
And then on the other side, you saw Bumjaitai, Newton's party, actively engaged in some really rapid alliance building, looking to consolidate, seize the opportunity.
So these two approaches were just heading straight for each other.
Exactly, a direct collision course. And that shaped basically every development we've seen.
And Suthichai, facing this sudden vacuum, they certainly made a bold move, trying to block Anutin Charnvirakul.
Very bold.
Our sources detail their, controversial strategy, proposing a royal decree to dissolve the House of Representatives. Their argument, as I understand it, was that the instability of a minority government which seemed likely then would erode legitimacy, public confidence, basically chaos.
Right. They painted a picture of chaos.
It felt like a real high-stakes gamble to force new elections, didn't it?
It absolutely was. And what's really fascinating here isn't just that it failed, but why it failed. The procedural reasoning is key.
Okay, tell us about that.
While the Office of the Privy Council, they advised the monarchy, an appointed body, they swiftly and decisively rejected this proposed decree.
Swiftly.
Very. They pointed to procedural irregularities, said the draft decree wasn't eligible for royal approval. But crucially, they also referred back to an earlier opinion from the Council of State, which is Thailand's main legal advisory body.
Okay, and what did that say?
That opinion specifically stressed that a caretaker government, which is what Thailand has right now, acting in an interim capacity, simply does not hold the authority to request such a dissolution decree.
So it wasn't just politics, it was a legal dead end.
Precisely. So this wasn't just a political setback for Suthichai, it was a clear legal and constitutional one. Much harder to argue with or, get around.
That is a critical distinction.
Yeah.
So with that legal door firmly shut, Suthichai has signaled they'll stand down.
That's the indication, yeah.
They're accepting a role in the opposition, bowing out of the premiership contest, basically ending their bid for the top job. For now, at least. That really clears the field, doesn't it?
It most certainly does. Suthichai's big gamble, which was meant to reset everything, kind of backfired. It solidified the situation by taking them out of the running.
Interesting outcome.
Yeah, it definitively cleared the immediate path for others, like a Newton, to pursue their leadership ambitions. It's a powerful example of how a decisive legal ruling can just abruptly shift the whole political game.
Okay, so with Suthichai stepping aside, all eyes then snapped straight to a Newton Chanvirakul and his Boomjatai party.
Right.
And what happened next was, well, quite the surprise. And Newton made this rather bold declaration. Said he successfully stitched together what he called a 146-seat minority government.
Yeah, which on its own, as you said, isn't enough. You need 250 votes in the House.
Exactly. But then came the really unexpected part.
Precisely. The surprise, the real sort of game changer, came from the People's Party.
The former Move Forward Party, essentially.
Yes, holding a significant 142 MPs. They pledged their support to a Newton.
Wow.
And if this, let's call it an unconventional alliance, holds, it would give a Newton a majority, at least 288 votes, so well above that 250 threshold needed.
That's a big deal.
It is. And what this specific pact really highlights isn't just a political bargain. It's a powerful example of how deep-seated ideological opposition can be temporarily put aside for a shared immediate goal.
Which was?
In this case, avoiding a deeper political deadlock, or maybe the risk of an unelected leader being sort of parachuted in.
I see.
It's pragmatic, maybe, but definitely fragile. A blueprint for short-term stability when nobody else can command power alone.
And it's very conditional support, isn't it? The People's Party role here comes with strings attached.
Oh, absolutely. Very strict conditions.
The sources are clear on this. Their backing is anything but a blank check. What are the main conditions?
First, a Newton had to promise to dissolve Parliament within 4 months.
4 months? That's a serious ticking clock.
It is a very tight deadline. Second, he committed to initiating a constitutional referendum for a whole new charter.
Which is a huge undertaking.
Massive. And they were very explicit. The People's Party vowed to pull their support if a Newton strays from this agreement.
So no wiggle room.
Especially if he tries to poach MPs, to strengthen his own hand beyond their deal. It's a relationship built on very specific, very public terms.
Right. It's out there for everyone to see.
And this leap of necessity, which is what Nathafong Rungpanyawat, the People's Party leader, actually called it, that phrasing is important.
A leap of necessity.
Yes. He framed their decision as choosing the lesser of two evils. They wanted to avoid that deeper deadlock, or maybe worse for them, an unelected leader being imposed.
Makes sense strategically, even if ideologically strange.
It is strange given their past animosity, two rival chess players suddenly teaming up against a common threat. It shows how intense pressure can force these short-term, highly conditional partnerships.
So it's a calculated risk for them.
Definitely. Big rewards if it works and delivers on the charter and dissolution, but huge risks if a Newton can't keep that fragile trust.
It sounds like a real high-wire act for a Newton.
Absolutely. He'll be balancing on a very thin thread, knowing that People's Party safety net could just vanish if he missteps.
Yeah.
This isn't just politics. It's a constant test of trust and, political will.
So, looking at where we are right now, Suthichai is out. Their dissolution plan failed. Anutin Charnvirakul now stands as a consensus candidate of this Bumjai Thai People's Party pact.
That's the current picture, yes.
And all eyes are now on the parliamentary vote, which sources suggest could happen pretty soon, maybe September 5th.
That seems to be the target, yes, depending on parliamentary readiness.
So assuming he gets confirmed as prime minister, what are the immediate challenges and maybe the longer term ones?
Well, this raises that big question. Can this government actually be stable?
Right.
He'll immediately face huge pressure because of its fragile structure, even with the People's Party support. It's still fundamentally built on competing interests.
And that 4-month clock.
That ticking clock for dissolution will be a constant factor, demanding quick action on the new charter. Every single policy, every law, will need careful negotiation to keep that 288 vote majority together.
Sounds exhausting.
It will be. And of course, just maintaining the People's Party support means he's walking that very fine line. Little room for error. No deviation from the deal allowed.
So it's a premiership built on very shaky ground.
Delicate balance, I'd say. The threat of a no-confidence vote or just the People's Party walking away is a constant shadow. It's less about commanding a majority and more about constantly earning it day by day.
Yet, Anutin himself, he's projected confidence through all this, hasn't he?
He has.
He publicly declared the system is working, and kind of brushed off Suthichai's failed dissolution attempt as just unnecessary instability.
He's trying to project calm, control, signal that the political process, despite the drama, is functioning.
Right.
And look, while his immediate path to the premiership seems clear now, it's really important to remember the nation is still, well, on edge, as some reports put it.
Because of the fragility.
Exactly. The underlying fragility of this alliance, plus the need to steer Thailand through ongoing economic and political challenges, it means Anutin's government, if it's confirmed, faces a really tough road.
So, we'll see.
We will. Unless another surprise pops up, we'll see if this unconventional pact can actually deliver the stability needed, or if it's just, a temporary truce in a much longer political fight. The system might be working, but it's definitely under immense strain.
Okay, so let's step back. What does this all mean for you, our listener, someone tracking these global political dynamics? We've seen some genuinely dramatic turns here.
We really have.
A high-stakes dissolution gambit that failed, this surprising and very conditional alliance forming, and now Anutin's seemingly clear path to becoming PM. This deep dive into Thailand's situation really offers a fascinating look at how power vacuums can trigger rapid, sometimes quite unconventional, political maneuvering.
Absolutely. It's a vivid illustration of that intricate, often high-stakes dance of politics. It really shows how these short-term alliances get forged under intense pressure, usually with significant strings attached, and just how quickly power dynamics can shift when there's a vacuum. Understanding these moves is key to seeing the broader forces at play in many democracies, where, necessity really can make for strange political bedfellows.
Yeah.
It's a powerful reminder that stability is often something negotiated day by day, rather than just an inherent state.
So maybe a final thought for our listeners to ponder, building on all this. Beyond just who becomes PM right now, what does this reliance on leaps of necessity, these highly conditional alliances, what does that tell us about the long-term health and stability of a democratic system?
That's a great question.
Particularly when it's facing such deep political divisions and, rapid change. How might these temporary fixes, born out of immediate need, end up shaping the future political landscape, maybe even the nature of governing itself?
Something definitely worth thinking about as Thailand moves into this next chapter.
Thank you for following Suthichai Live English Podcast.
Stay tuned for the next episode.
Thank you, Ping and Pong. You see, this is what we call concerted efforts in trying to give you the most up-to-date and analytical report from Suthichai Live English Podcast. And stay tuned for the next episode. Bye-bye for now. Thank you for following Suthichai Live. Bye for now.